Hey Glam Squad, welcome to another makeup tutorial. This is a look that I did 2 years ago, but I decided to recreate it for 2020. So if you are a new subscriber, like and subscribe. If you are a returnee to the squad, hey. So in this clip, I'm just moisturizing with my Pond's, and I applied the Milk and Magnesia in my T-zones, and now I'm just using my concealer, which is the Too Faced Toffee, to go under my eyes, my eyebrows actually. And now I'm gonna go with the NW50 by MAC to outline the top of my brows just to give it a cleaner look. Now, I know you guys know that my favorite part of makeup is my brows, and my lips come second. Of course, your foundation got to be nice and smooth, but I love brows. And I am just taking my time in doing that. And the reason why I'm taking my time and I did not shorten this part of the clip is only because a lot of people ask me about my brow routine, which I will be bringing that to you guys. So right now I am just using some more primer for my eyelid, and I am just going, that's the P. Louise Rumor number 5. And I am just taking an Ulta brush that I found on clearance. I do think this is like some sort of blending brush, and it works like a dream to blend out cream. You guys gotta check out the clearance section at Sephora. Well, Sephora really doesn't have one. Ulta, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Burlington's. And I'm just using my Instapot brush to blend that out. Now, as you guys can see, that went up in smoke, right? That's my brown script that I am just blending, and I am using that as my transition color. Now, I did one eye off of camera and I came back. I am going into my Morphe 35V palette, and I am using a brick color, and I also use like a darker burgundy color in the crease. Now I am taking my concealer, Tarte Tape Shape and Tan Sand, to cut my creases. As you can see, I have folded lids, so I always have to cut the crease a little higher than usual, just so you can see the details on my eyes. And this brush I'm using, guys, I use this brush for everything. But I think I got this from like the dollar store. I can't really tell you guys, but it's basically a small eyeshadow brush. And now I am going into my ColourPop Disney collection, and I'm using that silver to pat on. This is the other brush from Ulta that I found, and it's an eyeshadow brush. Now I'm going back into my Morphe 35V palette, and I am using that brick orange to blend into the silver to give it a little more dimension. And then I am going into that darker burgundy, and then I'm going, and right here I'm using a black. This is, I don't know which brush this is, but most of these are either MAC or Morphe brushes. Now I'm just going back in, adding some more silver, making sure that that cut crease looks a little sharper. And I'm using a black eyeshadow just to tight line my eyes. And then I'm going to use a green, a hunter green out of that same palette to give just a pop under my eyes. This is a lash that I love from the beauty supplies. It's February, so you know I love this out February because I'm an Aquarius. So I am just cutting those lashes. I always cut the ends of my lashes. I'm using my favorite lash glue, I Envy, in the clear. I tried the black, I don't too much like it, but yeah, that's my favorite lashes in February from the beauty supply store. Now I am using my NYX matte matte liner. Y'all love the wing, and this is literally how I do my wings, but I'm gonna have a dedicated video about wings and eyebrows soon. Y'all, I went to this new lady for my brows, and let me tell you guys, I do not like my brows. It is way too thin, and I only allow someone to do that twice a year, and like, I'm always disappointed. So now I will not be shaping my brows until the summer 2021. I need them back thick. So I'm just taking some pow pow, putting it on my lips, and I'm using my Too Faced Priming Peachy and my Hard Candy primer. Now this is my favorite new foundation, which is the Nars. Yeah, I'm late on this. Namibia is my color. I love it. It has like a little orange undertone. I love it. So I am just taking my Instapot brush, and I am just going over my face with that and trying to blend it as fast as I can and as much as I can. Now I'm going to be using both of my concealers. I am using Toffee and Chai. I use Toffee towards the bottom, right there. And I tend to use Chai more towards the center on my forehead to contour my nose, to give it more definition, highlighting my nose and my chin. And I try not to use too much concealer, so I literally use that brush, as you guys can see, my dollar store brush again, and I use that to spread it. And when I'm teaching on 101, I try to tell my students all the time, you can literally use a brush for wherever you want. You should have 7 to 8 brushes that you use for particular places around your face, but you can use those brushes for several other things. So I'm taking my Instapot brush. I like to start at the end of my concealer that I'm using for highlight and blend that out first. And now I'm going to be using my sponge. This is a sponge from Target. It came in a pack of 3, and I love it. It's not damp, but it's usually damp, but tonight I just did not have the energy. So it's not damped, but it blended out like a dream. And I'm just going over those areas again with that brush. As you can see, guys, I use my brushes for multiple things. Now I'm going to use my AJ Crimson foundation, and I think I have 6.5 and 8. I am going to use the 8 first. I love using this foundation on my brides, and I use a little bit to contour my nose, the bridge of my nose. Then I'm going to use 6.5 to mix in with that 8. When I contour, I don't like a harsh contour. That's why I just didn't blend out 8. I liked a more brownsy look to my makeup. So I am just mixing that, as you guys can see. Now I'm taking my AJ Crimson number 7. And now I am blending out, giving my nose definition. And I'm going back over that same contour space and my forehead with the AJ Crimson foundation, but the number 7. And again, there go my favorite dollar store brush. It's falling apart, but listen, I'm gonna try to find this brush again. Here goes my Instapot brush. And I am just blending out my contour. When I'm blending out my forehead, I tend to bring it down a little more. And there goes my favorite bronzer, which is the Ebony bronzer. CoverGirl Ebony bronzer. That is how I like to contour my face, more of a bronze look. Now I am taking my Derma Blend translucent powder. I like to put that down first to set my highlighted areas. Now I'm going to use my Sacha Buttercup Bay. And I am pressing that in. I am going back around with my bronzer. There's just a few staples that will always be a part of my kit no matter what comes out, and that is that CoverGirl Ebony bronzer, Bay. That nose is contoured, honey. Now I'm using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Deep to go over the areas that I set with the Derma Blend and the Sacha Buttercup. And I'm using whatever's left on there to set my foundation also. I'm going back with that green because I lost a little color pigmentation. And that is that Hunter Green in the Morphe 35V palette in the upper corner. Now I'm going back into my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish and going over my face. As you guys can see, I do not use a lot of brushes. I use my brushes for a lot of different areas of my face. Now, girls, I just discovered this lipstick in Demolition. I think it's called Demolition from Maybelline, and I'm loving it right now. I have given my MAC chestnut liner a little rest. Now I'm going in, this is an old lipstick, I can't even remember the name, but I think it's it's definitely Milani, some sort of soft matte. And again, there go my dollar store brush. Y'all saw where I used, oh, let me just tell you about these lip glosses. They are both from Morphe. As y'all can see, I outlined my brows with that brush. Like, I added the eyeshadow on my eyes with that brush. The eyeshadow under my eyes, my concealer, my lips. Let me tell you guys, I have some new things in store for you guys. And listen, you don't need 100 brushes to do your face. It's the technique. You just need to know how to use what you have. There you go, Pooh. This is the look. Merry Christmas!